Assuming it works. Okay.
Yeah.
And I think we're live there too. So let me just double check.
And it says starting. Stream health is good.
Oh,
There it
good.
is.
Well, if you can see it, then that's all that matters.
Yeah. There she is.
Is she meaning
Lindsley.
pie?
Oh,
No.
oh, I thought that she was YouTube.
Oh, well,
Like there she blows. Like
Hi. There she
there she
oh,
blows.
me.
blows.
Oh.
Oh, goodness. All right. So we'll let this start rolling and
Yeah, I think we're
we'll
good.
start filling in. So, yeah. It's kind of weird to do without intro music and stuff like that, you know?
All right, I'll pretend that I'm the intro music.
Yeah, let's have it.
Well, all right, yeah, they're gonna start popping in the chat now. So yeah, it's weird starting a show without intro music. I used to have like this, whole thing. But,
With like one of those alarms, those Fallout alarms, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
with the world
Yeah, but
burning and
you were
turning.
teasing us. You were just acting like you were gonna sing a little theme song.
I know.
Where I wanted to hear that.
All right, we'll do some beatboxing. No, okay. We'll let them know what we're in for. I think they know.
Oh, they definitely know. So yeah, well, I mean, it's been a while since Lindsley has been on the show. Everyone, Lindsley Register. Um, the last time you were on, you were newly introduced to the show, The Walking Dead.
When was that? When
It was yeah.
during season 7? Was it my first season?
I could tell you exactly when actually.
That
Hold
was
on one
last
second.
season?
It
That
was
was a while ago.
yeah. It was. I'm gonna look it up and I'll let you know exactly when you were on last.
Yeah, can we get a fact checker on that, please?
We're gonna call it, what is it? Snoops?
Snopes.
Yeah.
Snopes? Something like that. Let me see. Oh, we're going way back in the archives right now.
Yeah.
Everyone know about who's the barcode girl?
I've been
Which
watching.
I saw you.
Oh, go
I
ahead.
saw you did a pretty good YouTube video about that as well. You took some stuff from people online asking you about the barcode, and you put up their answers and theories on it.
Oh my God, some of them were killing me. Like some of the like deep like depths of Reddit, what they were saying like the barcode means and like saying that like it's like a coupon for Pizza Hut and you get like free crazy bread like if you scan it, like stuff like that. Like it was really I got a good kick out of that.
It was 2 years ago you were on.
Okay, so that wasn't that long ago. I had already been on the show for over a year.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it's a while for us.
A lot's happened since then.
I know, a lot's definitely happened. You went from the new like who is this badass savior to now you're a part of like hashtag like family team family Alexandria over here.
Yeah,
So
it's wild. It's wild.
yeah.
Because it just I didn't, as far as I'm aware, it wasn't supposed to go this far, but yet here we are 4 years later. And like, but that's a cool thing about the show is that I mean I feel like we've seen that happen to other groups before, right? Like sometimes like that's not a first, this isn't the first time it's happened with the saviors, is it? There have been other villains that have like been redeemed into the group.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, villains.
I'm trying to remember myself.
Well, I know that
You mean
there's a
Michonne?
few. Yeah,
yeah, I guess Michonne
Right?
kind of, but I don't know, but she was more like, who is this dark, mysterious, like figure? Is she good? Is she bad? I guess the savior, maybe the saviors are the only ones that are like, okay, well, this was clearly like an enemy that now they're not anymore. So I don't, maybe it is.
but were the saviors ever really an enemy? That's always a discussion.
Oh, is it? Do people argue that maybe they weren't?
Well, because there's always like, who was really the bad guy? Was it
Oh,
Rick
right,
or was it Negan? I mean,
right,
that's always a debate that I love being in. But
right.
you know, it's fun to throw around. So let me ask you. Let's ask a question about you as an actress and you getting to like kind of play with this range of going from bad to good. I mean, that's got to be something you enjoy doing, right? Being able to like really flex your skills and everything.
Yeah. I didn't see us going this direction, but like when I think about it, if I was really in this scenario, I mean, we see it happen all the time, like in war, like you know, you lose and you're left with the options of surrender or be killed, basically.
Yeah.
So I think about like if I was in her scenario, I mean, as just a method, as a tactic of survival, like I get in line, you know, I'd do what I had to do to survive. And so for Laura and the other saviors that did end up making it, it was like get with the program or else, you know?
Yeah.
So it makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, it for us too, as fans of the show, it's fun to watch that transition for some of the people who've had the opportunity, to flip flop.
Mm-hmm.
So, I got a good question from Linda, who's awake right now in France. It's around 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Bonsoir.
Yeah. Linda says you produced and acted in your upcoming film Scorn. Can you tell us more about this movie and your character Zoe Webster?
Yeah, Scorn was a passion project of mine, and so it was a feature-length film that I produced and starred in a couple years back. And with many indie movies, it's just a matter of getting it to our audience in the most effective way possible. So, um, it should be out on video on demand in the US this year. If you guys want to go watch the trailer, you can just search Scorn trailer, and it's on my website and it's also on YouTube. Um, but Zoe Webster is basically she's an actor, but she's having a failing career, and her partner has just kind of made his first big splash in Hollywood, and so that dynamic is upsetting their relationship.
Okay.
And it all takes place in one evening in their like mansion in Hollywood, and the director of his movie comes over and ends up bringing a bunch of drugs, which of course makes everything more complicated and more tense. And so it's a psychodrama, and it's something I'm really proud of, and I'm really really excited to get the Walking Dead family to be able to see it.
That's awesome. Well, now that everybody, who did know about it knows more about it, so we're going to check out Scorn.
Yeah, it
And I
sounds like
mean,
it sounds a lot like almost like a Outer Limits, Twilight Zone esque. Are there any sort of like, because I mean in the sense that it's a kind of like almost a bottle movie where it takes place in this one setting, and the drama rapidly unfolds and ratchets up. So it sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah, M. Night Shyamalan is one of my favorite directors, and I love like how all of his thrillers, it's like sometimes like it doesn't need to be anything fancy. There just needs to be like good character development and good tension and like a great twist at the end. And that's what hooks me and that's what fascinates me. And so we brought a little bit of that M. Night into our movie.
Nice.
Yeah, good old M. Night. What a twist.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What a twist. He was always known for the twist.
Yeah.
The
best.
Linda also wants to know, do you miss playing the bad Laura?
I never thought about that.
Yeah,
I think I do. I think I do. And I'm just now realizing that. Thank you, Linda. Maybe, but I don't know. Maybe there's still time. There's still time. I mean, people are they're still, having disagreements on how to live, going back and forth on how to handle things. I mean, she's a part of the council now, and we know those things are never simple. I do miss being the bad guy. It's just more fun. It really is exactly how you'd imagine,
Yeah, and I mean, that's what she actually mentioned that too. Being on the council, it says, do we trust her as part of this council?
Yeah.
Is she still a savior deep down inside? So I guess that's going to be interesting to see coming up, and when the season kicks back up to see where your character goes.
But it's also kind of like having the ex bad guy on your council means you have like insight. It's like it's almost like you could treat me like a double agent almost, because I would have all this insider information about how like they're once, again, enemy, who knows,
Yeah.
how they worked, and they like what how their weak points were exploited and things like that. I guess in that way, like Laura is an ally to have on the council. But yeah, the whole issue of trust, and I've told so many people this, but like Ross Marquand, when we're filming those scenes in the council, he like will frequently look over at me and be like, "Wait, how are you here?" And I'm like, "I don't know." you know.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's got to be. I guess is that like a mind game they're playing with you, or is he just messing around?
Oh, I think he's like. I mean, I think he's having fun, but I mean, there's some truth to it. Is like, how do you trust anyone in that world, really? And like after you've been at war with someone, I don't know how you get to that point of being that trusting.
Right.
She must have brought them some sort of information or something.
Yeah, to be one of the ones that they do trust to, because there was only a few that they actually, trusted to actually be a part of the different, Alexandria and the kingdom and everything. So I know that coming up, we'll see another person who is a savior that I guess he's converted as well. So we'll get to
my cat, by the way.
That's okay.
Like really wants to be on your podcast. Apparently,
we allow animals on the show all the time. It's fun. I mean, they let me here whenever I do it. So.
Oh, good one.
Look at the fur on this one, huh? No, okay. No stranger to hair. You're welcome.
I hate it. I try to take it all off. We got another question. I'll just go down Linda's. She says, in your opinion, obviously opinion only, because you might know, you might not. Who do you think will save everyone from the Whisperers, Michonne or Negan? Or you could even throw in Carol, I suppose.
Or who would you like to save?
I would like to see Negan save everyone from the Whisperers. I think that's really his only way of proving his loyalty. I think that might be the only thing big enough to prove that he could be accepted back into not back into the group, but could be accepted into their community with any amount of safety.
Now, do we think that's old Laura is wishing for Negan, or do we think that's new Laura wishing for Negan?
It's like part old Laura, it's part just like Lindsley. And then I think and I feel like new Laura would be like, no fucking way. Like, no, like he cannot be involved at all.
Yeah.
Because I feel like new Laura would be like, we just don't open that box.
Right.
Because she knows what he's capable of. Who knows how long she was in the community before the Alexandrians even knew, who the saviors were. She's probably seen 10 times more atrocities committed by Negan than any of them,
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. She's probably seen him do what he did to the Alexandrians. She's probably watched him do to several, I would imagine, has watched him do to several other communities.
Yeah, I mean, I love speculation, and I love everybody's opinion. So I just, I'm looking for, everybody's chomping at the bit. Everybody's, posting about how much they miss it and can't wait for it to start again. So
when does it start again?
Wait a minute.
February 23rd.
February 23rd?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, it's a really good second half of the season. My favorite, I've only read it, but I think what will be one of my favorite episodes of The Walking Dead of all time will be in the second half of the season. I can't remember which episode it was. I can't remember if it's like the first one back or if it's a few in, but the show is going in a totally different direction. It's going to be really cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if that didn't get people antsy and, kick up.
But I will say this, I feel like it could be polarizing.
Like, shocker.
Like either like love it or hate it. And I love it.
I think there's been more of those kinds of episodes this season, though, where the fan reaction is very polarizing. I mean, take for example, like the Carol episode where, well, which one? The I think it was Ghosts, where she was making decisions that really, as a character, was they're very polarizing. Like, people either loved it or not loved it, but loved it in the sense where it was increasing her ability to try to get to the Whisperers, but hated it because of who she was sacrificing in this pursuit of the Whisperers. You know, the two distinct camps.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's those conversations are always so complicated because, like, when you think about what it would be like living in their circumstances, like just like taking Carol, for example, like they've been through so much trauma at this point. Like, we can't even really relate. We really can't even fathom, I mean, most of us, what it would be like living in a society where, like, there's no longer a functioning government. There are no longer the resources that we use every day. Like, we're talking about lacking, like, running water, electricity. Now throw in the mix that we're all at war, all these separate communities, and there's, like, this, like, constant threat to your own, like, survival. Like, there's just so much of that, like, is traumatizing them constantly. And I think when I'm watching the show, I forget that. Because now, how long has it been since the outbreak? Like, in the show, is it like been 10 years?
Yeah, pretty much. It's nearing that.
I think it's more than that, right?
It's either nearing that or over that.
Yeah.
But I think it's nearing it because of
with the jumps that they've done and everything.
Yeah, pretty
well,
much.
It's like, of course, we're seeing these people, like, they're not the same people anymore, you know, and they're starting to make choices that, like, don't make sense to us anymore. Sorry if you guys can hear that.
Hear what? I'm kidding.
So yeah, that's what I'll say. I feel like I'm over here, like, defending Carol.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's exactly the point too, right? So, but yeah, of course. Like you say, it's like in a world of scarcity, you know, we have to deal with this too. Shut it down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yep. All right. So yeah, they're agreeing. They're saying it's around 10 years or so. So we're around 10 years.
We asked the audience.
Yeah, because they're saying Judith is 10.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah, just about, right? Oh, and is there not going to be, actually, maybe this is a good question for everybody. Is there not going to be another time jump between, or some sort of time jump between, or actually maybe another time jump in the second half somewhere?
I mean, I haven't heard anything or read anything, but
I can't remember.
She's been
Squeezing
busy
information
directing and acting and doing stuff and things.
Yeah, I can't remember. Dude, we filmed out of order this year. So it's so tough to even, like, remember what you guys have seen and, like, what you haven't. It's just like when I'm because I haven't watched any of season 10 yet. So it's like, it's hard to remember, like, what has happened and in what order, you know. I just remember, like, what I filmed and what I've read.
So wait, so you haven't seen any of 10?
Mm-mm.
No, is there like, you've just been busy, or is there like a reason behind it?
Yeah, no particular reason.
Okay.
Like, normally I'll binge it all at once. So, like, probably, I don't know, probably this summer, maybe after it's all out, I'll, like, go ahead and binge the whole season. I don't know if there's any shows that I watch, like, one episode by one episode now. I don't know if, like, many people, I mean, that doesn't happen for many shows anymore, I feel like. I don't feel like many people watch one episode each week. But please make a case. Are people doing that?
Are they binging?
Are they not binging? Are people waiting week by week to watch episodes?
Actually, that's something we brought up on our own podcast.
Yeah,
how the nature of, you know, people watching TV has forced them to, like, say, I'll just wait till the end of the season and then binge all of it. And there was a case for season 9 when it came down to, what was the episode? Scars with Michonne, where there's like a time jump into the past.
Yeah.
And they're kind of there was a case for that episode in particular because of the mood of the episode, where because of the commercial breaks, people were getting really frustrated. And whereas there was like a cognitive dissonance between people who watched live and people who got screeners or binged it afterwards.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
So it seems as though, like, I think a lot of people, I think many of the true fans are watching, actually on AMC Premiere.
Yeah.
But then, the rest of them are just video on demand later or DVR or something like that. So,
Yeah.
and the rest, obviously the rest of the world, it's literally, The Walking Dead is literally the most downloaded show in the world right now, actually.
Is it still?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Even more than Game of Thrones?
Well, after Game of Thrones ended,
Ah.
there you go.
Woo, we're like back on top, baby.
Yeah, man. In the pirate world, you're back on top.
Yeah. I was just checking out the chat, and Pi said that she actually has a friend who's waiting for the whole show to end before they binge every season. So yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm right there with you guys. I'm a binger. I'm like let's just like knock it out in a blow. Yeah. And like plus then I start forgetting. If I watch it week by week, I kind of forget the details, and then I'm that annoying person in the living room that was like, wait, who was that? What was that?
Yeah.
So between episodes, it's kind of like if you watch them all in a row, you won't have to forget, I guess. So
exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm bad when it comes to that. As soon as Netflix releases something, I'm on it.
Yeah.
Like if I'm into it and I'm watching it.
Okay, so I've got a question for you guys. Are you gonna watch the new spin-off show?
Yeah, I'm down.
What do you think about that? Are we liking? Are we skeptical? Are we like?
So from what I've read, it's set really far in the future, right? It's pretty far in the future, from what I know.
That's what I understand.
Actually, no, it's not.
It's not?
We went through this, and this is like something I have to bring up because I ruined it. I basically had speculated that it was going to be 7 years in the future.
Right.
Totally wrong. Completely wrong.
That's what I heard too.
I attended New York Comic Con, and they straightened me out real quick. It's literally at the 10-year mark. So. So actually, and Scott Gimple actually cleared it up just yesterday. Yeah, just yesterday. He said that basically TWD World Beyond starts just a little bit behind TWD. So by the time it airs, it'll be a little bit behind in the timeline. So like, not only am I wrong, it's a little bit like a couple months prior.
So then it's the community that I think then is so far ahead.
Oh, in terms of advancement technologically? Yeah.
All right.
Just because they've been behind walls and all that stuff.
That'll be fun to see. That'll be really fun to see. And that also means there could be more crossovers than fits at the same time.
Yeah, touching worlds, references. Yeah. And then the movies will touch on everything's going to sort of touch, but not cross over. Mm-hmm. And that's also pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Renee, our web girl, said that she actually wrote a whole article on it, and it's set in Nebraska. So that'll be fun to see too, because it's a whole different part of the world, United States, that we've been so isolated in certain areas. So everyone's always been wondering what's happening everywhere else.
Yeah. I would like to know if this is like, gosh, because I haven't even thought about if this is something that's only, and maybe, I don't know, maybe the movies will touch on this, but if this is something that's only affected like our continent.
Mm-hmm.
Like it could be that on the other side of the world, I mean, they haven't even like, maybe this hasn't even maybe this is confined to our continent.
Yeah.
Well, the comic addresses it differently though. There is like a comic in France at least. Oh, and there's the Chinese comic book, right? That Kirkman wrote.
Really?
Yeah. Which I'm very curious about. I haven't really gotten my hands on it. Well, I haven't really read the comic books, but I kind of want to.
And I'm kind of interested too, because for anyone who has watched Fear the Walking Dead season 1, you can actually get, and I know a lot of people say that they haven't been able to do it, but if you're able to like watch the first season, you'll get an inside look as to how it spread through the United States from that show and that perspective.
I like that.
Yeah. Because it obviously they're saying that the outbreak started out in California, but then in one of the episodes, they meet up with a family, and the guy is like a park ranger, and he has a map of the United States with all the national parks, and how he was able to stay in contact through a radio with all the other park rangers throughout the United States. And every time one of the parks would, like basically one of the parks would fall, he would put an X on the map. So you would see throughout the United States all the states that were basically infected and attacked. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I need to give fear a shot.
Give it a shot.
I need to give it a shot. I didn't think I'd like Walking Dead when I first heard about it.
Yeah, well, I mean,
look where we are.
Well, I got a genre question for you.
Yeah.
Since you've been in The Walking Dead, you did 6, and now with Scorn. So Tiffany would like to know, like, is there something that you would like to stick in, get into, or something you really want to branch out into and really like explore your talents? Or
yeah, I am definitely like a chameleon. And I really want to do comedy. Like I do a lot of sketch writing. I'm a Groundlings student, which is like an improv school out here in LA. I'm writing my own pilot right now, which is a comedy about 2 women that have kind of given up on their careers and are trying to find what they're supposed to be doing. And so I'm really excited to do more funny stuff in my future. I'm really, really excited about that. But I'm always going to like get out of something and then want to do the opposite.
Sure.
Like I love drama. I love doing psycho thrillers. Walking Dead has been so cool because it's like so much action and fighting and, you know, like trucks blasting through gates and like stabbing zombies. And then like, I want to do something totally different, you know? That's my thing.
Well, I mean, we'll screen it for you if you want, you know, a little private viewing of when you're ready to push the comedy through. We could be your test group.
Yes, definitely.
Have you ever done any sort of stand-up though? Also, I'm really curious, or like any sort of anything in the comedy any comedy world that people can refer to at all.
Stand-up is like one of the things I will not touch to the 10-foot pole. Like honestly, because I'm an actor, like the idea of just like getting up as myself and trying to make people laugh scares the living shit out of me. Like I just couldn't. But like sketch is something totally different because I love to like write jokes, but and like play characters. Like that's kind of my shtick. But no stand up. No. I do go to stand up a lot though, and I really enjoy stand up.
Well, according to, and I'm telling you, Linda's a digger. According to Linda, she said that she read somewhere that one of your goals is to learn French. So you could always learn French and then go to France and do your stand-up. No one will know really what you or what's going on. And
maybe they'll think I'm funnier.
You could go up there, one of the big long cigarettes, you know, the gloves.
Yeah, it's like a comic genius, but only in French.
Yeah. That'll be your thing. You can only do stand-up in French.
Yeah, but knowing France, they'll probably find it offensive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Careful, Dave. Linda's still here in her chat.
Yeah, I know she is.
Oh, Linda is making this possible.
She's the best. Her. Literally.
Real quick, because I saw that she is here. She's been here. Gay, Martina, out in the UK. I know it's after midnight and it's no longer technically your birthday, but a very big happy birthday from us to you. Hope you had a wonderful day. A couple drinks, partied a little bit, and got to enjoy yourself.
Happy birthday, Gay.
Yeah, happy birthday, Gay. I know she's watching. I just saw her a couple comments ago. So she's still here.
Yeah.
Yes, she says I have my whiskey.
Yeah,
so
that's all we need to know.
Nice. What a classy lady.
She is.
Daily posts of her her mixtures, her concoctions on her Twitter if you want to go there.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is it Planet Pakwa, I think it is?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That's at Planet Pakwa, just to give her a shout.
Yeah.
I always look forward to it, to be honest.
She has her, I think it's Whiskey Wednesday she does, right?
Yeah. And on Instagram too, incidentally. Yeah.
Best drinks. Yeah. Best daily drinks ever. It's true. She's
so many good tips.
She's everything.
Is she a bartender?
I wonder.
Is she a bartender or just like an amateur, like...
Drunk?
Whiskey connoisseur.
I think she just likes whiskey.
Love it.
Yeah.
Big fan of it.
I call her Queenie because she was known as the Queen Savior. So she's 100% savior through and through.
Love it.
So
Team Saviors.
She's Queen Savior. So there's, and then she did have a question for you. She says, how come Laura didn't finish Dwight off properly instead of just winging the traitor? So now we're going back to when Laura was a bad girl.
Season 8.
So yeah. I guess I'd have to clarify though, like finish him off like there when I shot him in the arm, or there when I like was with him and Negan.
Ooh.
Are we thinking of like when I shot him in the arm?
Oh, let's take both. Okay, why are you choosing?
When I shot him in the arm, it was like, I feel like in that moment, it's like, obviously there's information to be got out of him because he's like somebody who's turned, you know? And so I don't want to kill him because now I need to know, like, it's like information management at this point. And then obviously he was being shot at. I had to run away. And then when I exposed him to Negan, I feel like if I would have just like, okay, we saw what happened to Simon when he went and like Negan told him just to like complete a job and he like killed all those people and then like Negan like offed him, right? Like I would never just like Negan wouldn't allow it. Like if for me to just like take things into my own hands and then like kill Dwight, I'd probably get killed for that. And Laura's pretty good at doing what she's told. Like she's a soldier. Like she takes orders. That's how I see her. Yeah. So that's why I didn't finish off Dwight, but I'm pretty sure she wanted to.
But I mean, Laura's doing pretty good in a leadership role now, though. You know.
Yeah.
So, you know, who knows what's next for her?
Yeah. Who knows?
I mean, she's been around a lot longer than I originally thought.
Me too.
You know, she just keeps swimming,
I know. I'm just not going to question it. I'm just going to keep going with it.
Yeah. Hey, payday's a payday, right?
They made it to the last to like the last page of the comics. They're all like at the family dinner table, like eating together. So somebody like brought like one of the pictures of it to like the last comment with that and like showed it. Like that is so sweet.
Which, by the way, it's good to interject here is that, like, there was a recent article, I think today or yesterday, where I think it was Gimple or somebody else was saying how there is no real planned end date for The Walking Dead.
It's true.
So we don't know how long it's going to last, you know, which is a good and bad thing, especially for both of us, Chris, you and me. So
So for you guys, like, do you want it to, like, are you kind of like it needs to end in a certain way, or are you like, oh no, I'll just like want it to go on as long as possible? Because like I felt that way with some of my favorite shows. I'm like, no, it needs to end because I don't want it to keep going and then become something that like doesn't do it justice. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. It's like British television. They have like these short season or short series because, you know, what's good is good and let's end it on a high note, right?
Yeah.
Chris, well, what do you think, Chris? Because I can go on all day.
I'm kind of, I mean, sorry, I'm getting caught up in
the crazy chat. Yeah.
Yeah. Because Linda just popped another question as we were talking about filming and, you know, other people. She wanted to know, like, without Austin Emilio and Stephen Ogg being around, you know, because, I mean, did you get to work with them a lot while you were filming? I mean, you did have a lot of scenes with them.
Yeah, they're the best. I love those guys so much.
Are they missed? Are you missing them?
Yeah, but I mean, me and Steven got dinner like a few months back, and then I just saw Austin at the last con. It's like once you're part of the family, you see each other around.
Yeah.
So it's nice. They're gone, but not forgotten. You know?
That's true. And awesome. I mean, they're only a phone call away for you, so
right.
Yeah, which is amazing. That's cool. In the pre-show, we got to talk about
sorry,
your YouTube and Laura and everything like that with the comments that you were able to compile over your neck tattoo. So Renee, our web girl, says, I'm not going to ask you about the neck tattoo. I just wanted to comment on your YouTube video about the tat. It was awesome, and I loved all the fan responses. And I mean, look, some people had some really good. There was some really good stuff. I mean, anywhere from it being a barcode for a banana, which is like out of all of them, that's the one that stuck the most.
Right.
I love it.
And then there was obviously some kind of tribal stuff and everything. For everybody though, who maybe didn't get a chance to watch it or anything like that, if you go to Lindsley's YouTube, you can watch the whole video. It is very funny. And then she gives a breakdown kind of on her idea and everything. Real quick, so what is your breakdown of that tattoo and the meaning?
So what I imagined it was that it was a symbol from an islander tribe that belonged to my boyfriend. But he obviously didn't make it up until this point in our journey. And so I got that symbol tattooed on my neck in memoriam of him. I wanted to give it something, give it a meaning that really reminded me of loss and grief, something more than, because as an actor, you always choose to care. You always choose to it's more interesting when there's more at stake. So I didn't want it to be some meaningless thing. I really do want it to be something personal, something that reminds her of, where they're at.
Mm. All right.
Well, actually, on that note, I had asked this of who was it? Who was in our panel, Chris? At New York Comic Con.
We had Oscar, we had James, and we had.
Why am I blanking out on her name? It doesn't matter. So, we had asked her. We had asked another fellow actor about her background. Did she receive any? So, did you receive any sort of blurb, or whether it's written, whether it's said about your character at all? Just something that you could share with us that obviously has probably changed over time.
Yeah. When I first got the character breakdown, what I got from the script was that even though she's a badass, she's having a lot of fun. So I was oh, she's kind of this Harley Quinn type, where she's kind of killing people and laughing about it. And that sort of started to morph. Yeah. Oh my God. Wow. I can't believe this is coming back to me. It even was written in the character bio that she always has a lot of fun. But I will say it ended up morphing. And it always does. It always does when you get from a script, when a script is written to when it's then acted by an actor, and then it's directed by the director, and then it's edited. It always changes so much. Mm-hmm. And so what ended up coming out and working really well was Laura just being this no nonsense. I'm a soldier. I do my job. I show up. I do the job right, and I get and that's what that's where my satisfaction is. Mm-hmm. So I think it would have been fun to still keep some of that Harley Quinn stuff that I liked around season 7. But
real quick, it was Dave. It was at least a 4.
Yeah, I got reminded of that in Instagram. Very much so. By Nightmare on Elm shout out.
It wouldn't come out. It was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, it was there's a D somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Elise.
Yeah.
She was on our panel at New York Comic Con along with Oscar from Oscar's Red Hat and James Chen. So
yeah, Cal. Which by the way, her answer was kind of like F no, I didn't get anything. Not even post time jump with the seat. She adopts a whole daughter, and she didn't get any blurb.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, with these shows, it's so big. There's so much going on that you have to come in, and a lot of the times, you're the one that's making a decision about what I'm gonna do, what this means, how I want to play this. They really rely on the actors that they cast to make a strong choice and come in and execute it, because we move so fast. A lot of television does. Walking Dead is just this massive crew. There's a new director every episode, so you're always like meeting somebody brand new who's directing your episode. You know, it's like, but I remember us talking about on set, like that whole, she's like, I have a daughter now. Like, where is the dad? Like, who is he? Like, what?
Well, her joke was like, the daughter is older than me post time jump. So, just, yeah, I get it. Yeah, she was really funny though. Yeah. We had such a good time on that panel too.
Yeah. That was one of the fastest hours of my life. Like
that.
Yeah. Quick. Real quick.
On that note, by the way, I wanted to ask this other question from Tiffany was like, Tiffany Law, shout out. So what genre, so you mentioned the genre you like to play in, which is, I think, which is comedy, but like, she asks, if it was a rom-com, who would you like to kiss? And if it was a slasher film, who would you like to take down?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right?
Romantic comedy, maybe. Honestly, I think it would be super fun if I was playing a romantic comedy. Like, if you got to play opposite of somebody who's like also your best friend, but like you're playing a couple in a movie. Like, to me, that sounds like a good time. So it's like also that question is like, who do I want to be best friends with?
Oh yeah, right.
Like, okay, let's answer who I want to kill first.
Okay, that's easier, right?
Yeah, we could do the kiss, kill, marry. You know.
Oh, that could work too.
Basically, what this question is, it's like, as an actor, who do you want to kiss, kill, and marry in a movie?
Yeah,
FMK, right?
This is so hard. Maybe I'd want to like play opposite Jake Gyllenhaal. I just think he's so brilliant.
Would you be a superhero?
I would be.
Okay. Well, because he just played Mysterio, so I was just wondering.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking something more like indie, edgy, weird, like Donnie Darko.
Right. That's what I was thinking, actually.
But murder, I don't know. I don't have anything against this actor. I'm like, this is now just somebody I want to work with. Like, I'm like, oh,
standard
I want to, like,
disclaimer.
Yeah.
No.
By the way, I really don't want to kill you, but
I'm like, if I got to have a scene where I was like killing Scarlett Johansson, that means I'm in a scene with Scarlett Johansson. So
nice.
Uh-oh.
Or we could reverse them, and that means I work with both of them in other contexts.
That could work.
This question is getting me into trouble.
It could be a romantic relationship with somebody you end up killing.
Yeah. There you go.
I like that compromise.
Which sounds like your movie, actually. A little.
You're onto something.
That's good. That's good.
Good question.
That was a good way to wrap that one up. I like it. Brought it back to the movie. Dave, you got another one over there?
Do I have another one over there?
Another question?
So many people saying that they want to draw this FMK situation, like literally one choking the other while kissing the other. So
I feel like I want to like add so many disclaimers. Wait, you realize that like as soon as we hang up, I'm gonna have a perfect answer to that question. I'm just gonna like have to tweet you guys.
That's fine. If you want to, we can always come back to it. Oh boy. All right, Lewis, I see you. I have one from Instagram, Grimes Legacy, I believe.
Oh yeah.
I love Grimes.
Wants to know, how tall is Lindsley?
I am 5'6".
All right. Does she like iced coffee?
Yes, I do. I've really been into cold brew lately.
I can imagine.
It makes me like super like jittery and like.
Yeah. Is it the nitro stuff?
Yeah. I don't know what nitro is, but I like the way it makes me feel.
It's just the gas. Yeah, it's just the gas they put in. It's like when you drink a Guinness, they use nitro.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, I see.
Yep. So yeah, it's just to give it that nice frothy kind of, but you know, but it is really good. And it does get you quite jittery.
That's what the shroom juice looked like in Bangkok in Koh Samui.
Coincidence?
Pre-show.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Everybody's like,
nobody knows what we're talking about.
Oh, the shroom juice?
It's just for us, yeah.
Oh, Oh,
It
okay.
kind of looked like that. Yeah.
All right. Interesting.
Jesus.
Hello.
My bad.
Was that somebody's phone?
That
Oh.
was me, actually. Sorry. Yeah. So
You're
unprofessional.
on a podcast.
I'm the engineer, man.
And do we think that Laura and Rosita are friends?
I think that they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like honestly, if they were in the same, like they're just those kind of women that are gonna like butt heads until they're like best friends. You know, I definitely feel like those two characters are cut from the same cloth.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Exactly. I mean, they're very. I mean, Laura can definitely take on that military-esque kind of. She has that look. Who knows what kind of what kind of training she has in her background. We all know Rosita was demolitions and explosives, I believe. So, I mean, definitely two people, especially two women that you would consider like power figures in the show as well, kind of butting heads and everything. But
yeah,
it's always better to be friends. Just be friends.
Women support women. Come on.
Yeah. And then he also wants to know how did Laura feel about Arat's death?
About Arat's death?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that would have been really, really hard for Laura because, like, she must feel kind of, I mean, maybe less so now, but it definitely at first probably felt like, like I don't quite belong here. And Arat, they had been through a lot together. I mean, I feel like they were really close. I feel like they really respect each other and they knew each other for a long time. They've been through a lot of shit together. I think it was really hard for her to lose Arat. And for me, it was really hard to lose Elizabeth from the show because I just love her. I just hung out with her yesterday. She's like my bestie.
She is very kick-ass.
Yeah, she's the best. Which are you guys? A shout out. Watch her on Another Life on Netflix.
I got it queued up.
She is killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks really good.
Yeah, she's doing an incredible job. She's killer.
Well, that's awesome. When you talk to her, tell her we say hi because she was on our show before you were.
I will.
Probably she had good 6 months before we had you on. She was on because it was right after I think it was right after she killed Olivia.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was like her big scene and everybody was like, who's that?
Yeah.
But tell her we said what's up.
I will.
Actually, I have a question on Instagram, by the way.
Yeah. Go ahead, cue it up.
Lindsley, do you watch any DC Marvel movies? And if we could pretend like you have, if you haven't, and if you had a favorite, what would it be?
Out of like all DC and Marvel movies?
Specifically.
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to be a really hot take and nobody's going to be happy with this answer.
Oh, cool.
I am a big fan of the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
That's fine.
That's okay.
He's my favorite Spider-Man and everybody's like, no. I don't know why, but those movies are like so nostalgic for me. I love Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 and then Spider-Man 3 like
That
and like
seems to be
I never even got into like the Andrew Garfield or the
Tom Holland.
I'm like Tobey Maguire forever as Spider-Man. He is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And like James Franco, yes.
It seems to also be like the actor's choice because Tobey Maguire was kind of like back then was at least like a heavy hitter, like in terms of his acting prowess.
And I feel like all the new Spider-Mans are like so cutesy skater boys. Like I feel like Spider-Man's supposed to be like he's supposed to be like a nerd that like gets bit by a spider and gets jacked,
Yeah.
So I feel like only Tobey Maguire really like nails that.
I didn't mind the first ones. I mean, they were good. Like you said, they were a classic kind of, Spider-Man.
Yeah, like Kirsten Dunst's Mary Jane. Like, I just love that. I love them.
For that, that's okay. So, if we were to weigh DC and Marvel, who do you go with?
I'd have to say DC.
Ooh, another hot take. No, I'm kidding.
Is it
for some people?
Take?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because it's like Christopher Nolan's Batman's like that alone. I'm like, I just feel like DC is always like dark, intense, like real, not too, I don't know. Sometimes Marvel for me gets a little like cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, on that note, by the way, Lucy asks, I think, Lucy Papworth, shout out. Robert Pattinson as Batman. Yes or no? Pattinson. That's right.
I'm here for it. Like I'm gonna go see it for sure.
I can't.
Like maybe it won't be awesome, but I like him as an actor, and I want to see what he does with Batman.
Yeah.
I've got that morbid
Like,
curiosity
no.
going. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm like so cringed about it. I don't know.
I hear you.
Like, to me, it's cringeworthy. I'm like, I don't know. I'll give it a shot. I'll watch it. Probably not in the movies, but I'll watch it.
Yeah, but I mean, who's directing it though? That's the real thing.
Oh, I didn't look that up. I should have.
No idea.
Because like and
That
Robert
does-
Pattinson's been doing some cool stuff lately. Like some really cool stuff. Like he's not like Twilight Boy anymore.
Yeah, and I think that's the stigma he has to erase. And I mean,
Mhm.
I have to erase that too.
Or integrate, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because it's easy to get pigeonholed, right?
Mhm. It
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
I got another question. Oh, I got something from Kelly Lynn said, will you please tell the beautiful Lindsley hello from Bristol, Virginia, just down the road from her?
Oh yes, fellow Virginian. Love that. I know
Yeah.
Bristol.
Kelly, she's not in Virginia right now. She's out west in LA, but, you know, hometown.
VA, Virginia's for lovers.
Oh. So, by the way, that question from about Marvel was from Zora Aesthetics, and she also asks, "Did you see Joker?" I figured we'd go on this topic
And
still.
that was DC, right?
Oh, yeah, the newest one, yeah.
Yeah, like it was amazing. It was like perfect. It was a perfect movie for me. It was like really hard to watch and really heavy, and, so dark. But Joaquin Phoenix is just brilliant. I thought it was an incredible movie.
Yeah, and I
I'd
mean,
love to see that in some awards.
this is an actor who suffers from, like anxiety and all these things. Like it's out there. And when
Yeah,
he wins the award, you could tell he was overwhelmed by it. And
yeah,
everyone's sitting there. And this is what I feel bad about is that you make one wrong expression, or you don't make the type of reaction or expression people expect, and you get beat up for it.
yeah. You're so scrutinized when you're at that level.
Yeah.
So like everything you do is like scrutinized. I just ran into him in LA like a few weeks ago.
What?
Yeah.
First name basis? What now?
No, oh no. But I was like, oh, amazing work on Joker, and it was. But like seeing him in real life I kind of felt like I was like running into a demigod. I just really respect him.
Is that like, do you fangirl at all? Is that like a fangirl moment kind of thing?
Oh yeah, like I definitely felt like super nervous and like because I don't feel like I'm around like another like person when I'm around people like that. Like I said, I kind of felt like I was running into a demigod. I just really, really respect him and admire him.
Yeah, he's accomplished a lot, and I mean, he's caught a lot of flack over his career for whatever reasons, but he's very accomplished actor. So that must have been awesome. I could only imagine.
Yeah, it was cool.
I bumped into Julia Roberts. I was a painter down in Manhattan one day, and I'm sitting there and I'm carrying buckets of paint, and I'm painting like a multi-million-dollar apartment that someone had bought and renovated, and I'm waiting for the elevator to come, and it's one of those old style elevators with the gate and everything. I'm waiting, and this elevator comes down, and there's this woman. She's got on a hat, it's a white hat, and she's got a long white coat on and the black sunglasses, and the only way I recognized her was when she saw me and said hello and smiled.
And
you cannot miss that woman's smile from a mile away.
No.
I literally just stood there like awestruck. I was like, good afternoon. She like walked by me, and I was like, holy shit.
Aww. She's so stunning.
Yeah, I mean,
she aged so gracefully.
Yeah, you just can't, there's no way you miss that smile in a crowd. So I got a lot of people asking about cons and stuff like that. Are you going to be making any appearances anywhere? I mean, I know that the con world is topsy-turvy right now. We got to meet at the Camp Merrimack that happened last year. I was your chauffeur. So that
Big ups to chauffeurs.
Look, man. I got handed a set of keys and said, "Can you go pick up Lindsley Register?" And I said, "Excuse me?" And they're like, "Can you go pick her up? She needs a ride here." And I'm like, "You're damn right I can."
Like so physically pick her up? Like
you want to carry her? What do you
think I need consent before I do this.
So that was like one of my highlights of that weekend was like, I'll be, I'll drive Miss Daisy to the, to the event and make sure she gets there safely. So that was fun. Did you have a good time in her? What'd you think?
Yeah, it's always so much fun meeting the fans. I mean, everybody's always so nice and just wants to like hang out and chat about the show. It's super, it's really rewarding.
Yeah.
For us, like meeting the people who watch our show.
Yeah, it was hot that day. It was very hot.
Oh my God, it was hot
as balls, as someone would say in the chat.
As some might say, as the saying goes, it was hot as balls.
Yeah, we're not going to touch hot balls, not right now.
Well, actually, speaking of hot balls, so I listened to your podcast, and I think this deserves a repeat and further expansion because I listened to your podcast with Heart Still Beating Jamie. Living Life Undead. Mm-hmm. And you explained that there was a whole sex scene with Eugene that was not on the cutting room floor, or that was left on the cutting room floor.
It was.
And what I kind of want to know, I mean, you can explain a little further, but I kind of want to know how much shooting was involved in that. Was this like a whole day or?
Well, we had to go in like rehearse before we even went to like shoot. Because, with like scenes like that, like, that are a bit fragile, you like want to like just make sure everything's like good to go before you like come in and do it.
What exactly is good to go? No, okay. They're asking, like, not me.
It's like
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, like you just because it's so like tricky, like you want everybody to feel super comfortable about how exactly it's going to play out. You don't want to like rush anything on the day so that nobody like feels uncomfortable. So yeah, I'm like so sad that the world will never get to see that because it was so funny. But
that must have been a lot. I mean, like it's like you're saying, that must have been a lot of work though. A lot of, I mean, also kind of like psychologically preparedness of it, even though it was probably a funny scene, but like had to work that out and then having it not happen. How does it make you feel though also?
Yeah, I remember I was in Vancouver at the time and I was shooting season 2 of 6. And I remember I was like, that night, this episode of Walking Dead was supposed to air. I don't remember which one it was. It was like season 8. We were like trapped in the like Savior's complex, and we all like thought we were gonna die. I think like Negan was missing.
Right, I remember that scene now. So this is like when the power goes out and Negan and Father Gabriel in the shed.
Yes.
I think that was it.
Yeah.
So basically, like my character is like, okay, well, since we're gonna die, like me and you're doing this, and he's like, okay. And like, and then I'm like, yeah, don't take it too seriously. And then I like get dressed and like leave. But like, I remember that day I was like in Canada, I was so excited because like people had been tweeting me like the hashtag mullet babies, and people were like, oh, we're like shipping you and Eugene, and like, we want you guys to like get together. And I was like so excited because I thought they were finally going to get their wish. And then that night the episode airs and it's just like not in the episode. And it's just, I was really disappointed because I was really excited about that. But at the end of the day, the show has got to be like, the story has got to be there first. And so, the call was made, and it's just a lesson in like, as an actor, it's like you'll film stuff all the time and it just won't ever be seen. I filmed tons of scenes for the show that like, it'll be like they never happened, Yeah. Which is just part of the job.
Yeah, I mean I guess that happens. I mean, it happens to everybody, from what I understand. It's like,
yeah.
So stoked that you did like this scene and it was awesome, and you're like, can't wait. And the next thing you know, it's on the chopping block. You're like, yep.
Yeah, and you don't know sometimes until you're sitting there at the premiere. Like I've had friends that like get cast in big movies, like a Tarantino movie or something. You go to the premiere, you sit down, and then your character has just been completely cut from the story. And it's like That's why like you never get excited about anything until you see it like on the screen, because it's not real. It is like it never happened until it's on the screen, you know?
I had a whisperer question earlier, and I meant to ask it, but we've been flowing. I'm trying to remember who asked it. If I can find it, I will shout you out. But the question was, could you like see yourself walking in the darkness as a whisperer, following Alpha and with Beta and Alpha?
No, never in a million years. I feel like they have to like they're all dealing with PTSD, and that's why they're all like doing that. I just cannot see myself in that, dealing with that. No way.
Yeah, not one that skin.
That is like some cult shit right there.
Exactly
like,
what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's some fucking cult shit. Like, no, I don't touch that.
I don't think I could do it either. I mean, I could do a lot of stuff, but I don't think I could do that.
Yeah.
Survival reasons, throw some guts on me, sure.
Yeah.
I'll make note of that.
Someone else's face? Yeah.
Check.
Like, yeah. Real quick. Oh, so in here, because we got talking about cons and stuff like that. We just got sidetracked. So anything, do you have anything coming up or anything on your calendar you know of?
Not on my calendar that I know of. I'm not going to be at the Nashville one, which I think, or maybe that's already happened. I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
But I am talking to my team about it, and I'm not done with cons. Like, I'll definitely be at some in the next couple of months, and I'll like announce those as soon as I know where I'm going to be.
I know that there's a new Camp Merrimack coming up in May.
I hear that.
Yeah, and it's going to be at a really nice hotel.
Oh, good for them.
It'll be indoor/outdoor, everything.
Very good for them. That is going to be, well, I guess, and it'll be May. It won't be too hot.
Yeah, it'll be May. Yeah.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it won't be roasting too bad. But if there is, there's a pool.
Nice.
This is why I've been saying, and I want to stress this again, like this will probably be the last Camp Merrimack because of the abject debauchery that's going to happen. Because when you have a con that's so close to the hotel rooms and there's a pool and a pool party, well, it just brings us back to Thailand all over again.
I was just about to say that. I was like, yeah, is there also like a canister of shroom juice?
That's something I'm going to have to bring now. I have to own up and bring the shroom juice.
It's on you, dude.
Yeah. And that's I did forget to mention, it's now known as the Camp because they merged with Atlanta Movie Tours.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, so it's not called Camp Merrimack anymore?
It's called the Camp.
Sweet.
It's going to be known as the Camp, and yeah, so they had this partnership with Atlanta Movie Tours. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, and so yeah, that'll be cool. So, well, you never know. May's coming around the corner soon. Mm-hmm. If you're in the area, I could be your chauffeur again. I got no objections.
Yes.
Yeah. I can be bodyguard. I love the roles I play at these things. I'm protector. I'm announcer. I'm emceeing. I'm stage guy.
A lot of hats.
Chauffeur.
You wear a lot of hats.
Chris is hashtag reliable. That's really what it is.
Yes. There it is.
I just said that literally. Sorry. Internet.
Oh, and Casey just popped in the chat as well. So there she is. Hi, Casey.
Hi, Casey.
I guarantee now Casey will be like,
we got to get on this.
So what are you doing? How are you?
just get to the point, Casey. Ask her the question. Ask her the question. I actually have a question here, and I think I know the answer to this, but I figure I'll let you have it. What Pike death, and this is from Nightmare on Elm, who corrected me on at least before. What Pike death would have been hardest on Laura? Ooh. Or anyone just taken out by Alpha? We'll expand the question.
I hate to give Matt Mangum this, but it would have been the DJ death. Because again, it's same thing with the Rob, because they had been through the Negan regime together. Mm-hmm. And I think that when you're go through something like that together, bonds you guys.
Yeah. He's such a cool guy too.
Talk about YouTube channels, by the way. If you're sad about DJ leaving the show,
Oh,
check out
right?
Matt Mangum's YouTube channel. Like
Yeah.
one of his first videos is a sketch on Foley. It's like a sketch on Foley artists. It's I watched
How
it today and it
long
was
have you seen
hilarious.
his YouTube before? I definitely am doing this as soon as we hang up.
Oh yeah.
Yes, watch the video on Foley artists. It's this
It's
sketch between he and his friend, and it's just
it's hysterical.
hilarious.
I
I
can't.
just saw his post the other day for it. It's hysterical. So you want a good laugh? Check it out.
Right. If you want to feel better about missing DJ, just watch this video. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
um, Casey says, "Hey Lindsay," and she said that she stocked up on Blue Moon for you.
Hey,
What?
let's
She
get
was
an answer now on YouTube. Come on.
Well,
not like
she said that
here.
your
Aw.
people, and well, I guess they'll be in touch with your people.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so that'll be cool. We can say that it happened all here,
Right. Unofficially, officially.
unofficially, officially.
I know.
Agreed.
Um, so lastly, because we've had you for over an hour, and I know over there it's still daylight and beautiful. We're over here it's 23 degrees and freezing. What do you got going on that you want to let people know about? So that way we can all tweet it, share it, all that stuff.
I feel like really what I want from like fans right now is just like support as I'm like moving into like a new pilot season. I just really want like good vibes, from all like my people. Because I'm like, moving into doing new stuff and really excited to like tell new stories. So, and to keep watching the second half of the season as well, because I just can't wait to talk to you guys about my favorite episode. I need to figure out what episode that it's so groundbreaking. I feel like it could be the first one back. I think it could be.
Well, when you remember, like slide, be like, hey, here's a note in your DM about the episode.
I will confirm.
All right.
Yeah, maybe we'll have you. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say like maybe you'd be interested in actually breaking it down with us on the other channel, our Squawking Dead.
Dude, that could be fun.
Yeah. When it airs, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I've gotten a heads up that 10, 10, 12, 10, 13, or 10, 13, 10, 14. There's a lot of excitement in those episodes that I've heard through a grapevine. There's just excitement in those.
Yeah.
They are must sees. So I was like, okay, all right, check them out. So obviously I'm gonna watch them anyway, but it's just to hear through the grapevine, like, yeah, watch those ones. Definitely don't miss them.
Yeah.
So it could be one of the ones you're talking about.
Yeah, it probably.
Yeah.
Actually, also on that note of what's coming up, what else are you doing? Or do you have any plans for your YouTube channel? Like any further videos that you can talk about?
Yes,
I'm curious about that.
I've got a vlog about Thailand coming.
Yes.
That's taking me a whole lot of time to edit. It's just so much. It was such a big trip. I've got some videos coming soon about I'm doing a little virtual book club to discuss all my reading materials. So definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel and keep up with those videos.
Like I was just yesing. I was like, yes, we can comment back and forth about shroom juice, half moon parties. Yeah. I can't wait. I haven't seen anything from Thailand in a long time, so that's going to be really cool to see from your perspective.
It was amazing.
Sorry.
Thank you guys so much for having me on. You guys are so much fun. You guys are a dynamic duo.
Oh, well, this is actually, well, I mean, we've done a lot of stuff on Dave's podcast before. So tonight was the first time where I was like, Dave, you want to do a little collab, and we can kind of branch and hit a bunch of people between Squawking Dead, Beast Mode, and everything. I'd like to say to Meg the Geek, who's usually here with me, she's sick, so feel better, and I hope you get on the mend soon, as far as that goes. And and thank you to you for giving us over an hour of your time. We appreciate it. Everyone says thank you so much, and obviously there's a lot of lovely ladies in here telling you you're beautiful. Good luck. You're gonna kill it.
I love them.
Women supporting women.
Yes.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Men supporting women.
Yes.
Yes, also
Yes.
it.
That's right.
Thank you guys.
Oh, and thanks, Chris, for having me on. I just should say that it is the first time popping my BMNY cherry. Is that we should hashtag BMNY cherry, and I'll be the first result. So,
Appreciate it. No problem.
thank you.
Thank you to everybody for tuning in, spending some time with all of us here, and we'll be back soon. I got another announcement coming up in a couple of weeks. They'll have another show going on, and probably doing something with Dave. Other than that, Lindsley, thank you so much. Go enjoy whatever is the rest of your beautiful day out there, and
Thank you guys. And
have a drink for us out in LA.
we'll see you soon.
All right.
Bye.
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 Peace. What up? I gotta end the
Stream. Yeah, that's me.